Here we go. The New York Cosmos, they are coming back. How about this? I'm so excited. When I saw this news, I was just ecstatic. And we're going to run you through a little history of this club. So the New York Cosmos first rose to global prominence as the marquee team in the North American Soccer League in the 1970s, featuring stars such as Pelé and Franz Beckenbauer. The NASL Cosmos headlined the American Soccer League for more than a decade before the NASL folded in 1985. The Cosmos brand resurfaced 28 years later in 2013 in a new league with the same North American Soccer League name. Owned by Fiorentina owner Roco Kumiso, the new look Cosmos won 3 league titles and featured stars such as Spanish legend Raul and Marco Senna. Fast forward 7 years later to today, and the Cosmos are back in the news with a new ownership group announcing plans to launch a USL League One expansion team with the Cosmos name, set to play in Paterson, New Jersey in 2026. And joining us now to talk more about this is Erik Stover, the CEO and co-owner of the Cosmos. So Erik, great to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us today. Why is now the right time to reintroduce the Cosmos to the U.S. soccer landscape?
Well, first of all, I think looking at Michael earlier in the previous segment, we might need to sign him again. He's still looking fit.
Mike, you down?
You haven't seen my touch yet, Erik.
We'll send you a video.
It was always a bit heavy. Always a bit heavy. No, right now's the right time. There's a whole bunch of things coming together at this time that really make it sensible for us. First and foremost, Hinchliffe Stadium's been renovated, restored. It's a legendary facility and means a lot to North Jersey. And so bringing the Cosmos back here in this stadium makes a lot of sense.
Erik, how big and how important was the Cosmos as a brand in getting this deal done and bringing them back? Because if I go to Europe, if I go abroad, everyone talks to me. When they talk about an American team, they talk about the New York Cosmos. How big was that impact for you?
To be honest, we were creating this club, these 2 USL men's and women's professional clubs here in Paterson in North Jersey for Hinchliffe Stadium. And it's a mission-driven club. We plan to do a lot more than soccer, a lot of community projects, activities, arts, culture, things like chess will be part of the club. So all of that vision predated the conversation around the Cosmos. It goes back 4 years ago, and this was always our plan for this facility. The conversation around the Cosmos really started in February of this year. And I think it really originated from Roco Kumiso seeing what we were doing, liking what we were doing, and really wanting to see the Cosmos on the field again. So that picked up a conversation, and very quickly we had a business deal done.
Erik, promotion relegation has been a hot topic, especially with the USL set to start it in 2028, I believe. What are your thoughts on it overall? And did that have any influence over your decision to join USL?
Yeah, definitely. We knew Pro Rel was coming. We also saw what happened with the women's league, the Super League with USL getting first division status. So for us, it goes back to several things coming together at the same time. Pro Rel coming for the USL, this stadium being renovated and open and available, and some long-term issues that we've been aware of, for example, player development. Kids in urban areas quite simply don't get a chance to go professional. There's more than a few that fall through the cracks. So all of these things are coming together to create an opportunity for us to have a meaningful impact on the community.
Erik, so full disclosure here, I am a co-owner of another team in USL League One, so welcome to the league. It's an honor to have such a prestigious brand like New York Cosmos in the league, and it's not only you guys that are going to be coming, it's 6 other teams that are coming next season. There's this massive expansion of USL League One. How do you see this expansion? Is it going to be good for our league?
Absolutely. And I think a lot of clubs at both the Championship and League One and even League Two have shown the pathway to success. And generally speaking, that's around local marketing and promotion, community engagement, being the club, the team for the region that you're in. There's so many examples: Oakland Roots, Detroit City, Vermont Green, Madison, and many more. And that success on it's really a club-focused concept, I think, is showing the path, and there's a lot more success in second and third division in this country.
I want to mention a name that we all know on this desk, and I think you and I both remember, Roco Kumiso. He was the owner in the previous iteration of the Cosmos and, owned the club, owned the rights. What sort of influence and interaction with this version of the club might we see from him?
Well, first and foremost, we're here today because, and many of the things we're talking about are happening because of Roco. He took a big hit financially, took a big hit with his reputation, taking on U.S. soccer and fighting for what he believed in. And I personally believe that without that fight, we wouldn't be talking about promotion or relegation right now. That said, the biggest contribution he's making to us now is that it was critical for him to see the team on the field again. Loves the idea of professional women's soccer and women wearing the Cosmos crest. Big supporter of soccer at Columbia University, particularly the women's team there. But as far as day-to-day operations, little to no involvement. We do hope to see him out of games regularly, but other than that, it's different leadership now.
Talk to me about New Jersey and the importance of Jersey and Patterson, the history of the stadium, because it feels like New Jersey is becoming the hub of soccer in this country. We just had the Club World Cup. It sold out 82,000. We're going to have 8 games there next year for the FIFA World Cup. So how important was that?
Massive. Honestly, if New Jersey and New York don't invest so heavily in the World Cup and creating an opportunity for MetLife Stadium to host the final, we might not be here. This is one of the legacy things that happen around that type of investment. So what Governor Murphy did here in New Jersey was massive for us. It gives us a much bigger platform to tell our story. And you're right. I mean, New Jersey and MetLife Stadium, now Hinchliffe Stadium, is the center of football for the next 18 months or more.
So building off of that idea, I think of the original Cosmos and then the Cosmos I was playing later in NASL. And I think of a lot of either immigrant communities that supported the sport. I have a lot of friends that were part of the Barra Brava. It was actually, funny enough, you mentioned Vermont Green. Pat Inferna, I just saw him last week, and he's now, running Vermont Green, and he was kind of that liaison between the club. And a lot of those guys that he was dealing with the Barra Brava were a lot of Argentines and South Americans. And it feels like in Jersey, it's this hotbed of either Latino or immigrant supporters. But now with the World Cup coming up and this newfound fire and passion for soccer in this country, do you see a different demographic, like perhaps Americans that were born and raised here supporting the Cosmos as well?
Yeah, of course. Really going back to the early 70s with the Cosmos and what Clive Toy did with creating the club, he was hyper-focused on neighborhoods and communities. And really that led to the creation of the first Galacticos players, great players from all over the world becoming part of the Cosmos and really pulling the community together. We did much of that the same in the 2010s with players like Raul, Marco Senna, Juan Arango, and great American players, Hunter Freeman, Carlos Mendez. We had a great team. We will do the same here with this club, but focus more on local players in different communities around North Jersey. And naturally, that's going to spread out to all different types of people. But I do think where we are and what this community is about, this version of the Cosmos, what we're building now, is going to take on a little more of a Latin Hispanic feel just by the noises and the music and the culture in the stands.
I think we got to do some content between Erik and Nico when the teams face off.
Yes.
And I think I know my money's going to be on Erik from Jersey.
FC Naples versus.
Can we come up with like a derby or like a rivalry name? We'll be working on that,
I'm
Erik.
ready.
Don't worry.
Hey, I think you owe Erik money. He raised the profile.
We should take the show on the road. I'd love to do that.
You know what? I think that would be really fun.
Yeah.
And Erik, I also love that there's a women's club as a part of this project and looking forward as well, because as we've seen, the sport of soccer hasn't just grown, but women's sports and women's soccer is very much a part of that too. So really looking forward to it, and it's been great having you on the show today. We'll get to you ASAP with the rivalry name. We'll be there.
All right, thanks.
And we'll
Cheers.
take kits whenever. Just letting you know. We got a little Footy Kit Friday thing going on this show, okay?
That sounds good. It's always good to count 6 points at least from Naples.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about, Erik. Yes, that's the New Jersey vibe we need.
That's one thing we love. It's a little bit of trash talk on the show. So Erik, come back anytime. We're happy to have you.